Everyone can please have a seat. We're going to get going here. Welcome to the Senate Standing Committee on Economic Development, Tourism, and Labor. And Madam Secretary, if you would, please call the roll.
Senator Gardler, Senator Carr, Senator McDaniel, Senator Mills, Senator Southworth, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Wilson, Senator Yates, Senator Wheeler, Chairman Schroeder.
I am present. Thank you all for your attendance. First, we are going to hear House Bill 499. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
And there is a sub. Would you like to? We have motion, Senator Wheeler. We have a second, Senator Mills. All those in favor of adopting the sub, please signal by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The sub is adopted.
Thank you. Thank you all members of the committee for having us today. I'm State Representative Samara Heverin, representing the 18th District, comprised of Grayson County and Hardin counties. Do you need to introduce?
I'll introduce myself for the record. I'm Robert Stivers. I just kind of hang around here.
I will quickly go over the Senate committee substitute just in case any members have not got to read that yet. It does two things. One, it makes a requirement, a required minimum 2-week notice to the provider from the employer or employee if they want to terminate the contract. This was a suggestion from Senator Danny Carroll, and since he is into the child care industry, I wanted to take that very seriously. The second thing is it changes the language to make it more permissive to not require new businesses working with the Economic Development Cabinet to utilize this. Earlier it said shall, and we changed that to may. Basically, what this bill does, it establishes the Employee Child Care Assistance Partnership framework under the Cabinet for Health and Family Services to administer partnership contracts and issue matching funds between employers, employees, and child care providers. It gives authority to CHFS to provide a third-party vendor to administer the program. It includes extensive reporting that must be reported to the LRC on July 15th and December 15th of each year. It creates a fund that shall be appropriated by the General Assembly through contributions, gifts, or grants, and it seems as if in the budget that was introduced this morning that there is funding for that, so I'm very, very excited for that. It also declares that the state matches will be weighed based on the employee's household income by looking at the state median income in Kentucky, which is around $56,000 annually, and the matches go from 100% to 50%. Honestly, I'm going to stop there because that really explains the bill. It does say that 25% of funds must go to small businesses, but this is something we've got to do to help our workforce.
Motion on the bill.
Okay, Senator Wheeler made a motion. Senator Mills made a second. President Stivers, would you like to add anything?
Just briefly, over the period of time in the last year, in coming out of the COVID situation, I've traveled in a lot of our professional associations, particularly the Senate President's Forum, which I'm the national chair of. This was one of the leading issues for getting people back to the workforce. And we have talked about this and looked through it, about how we create something between the business community who employs people and the needs, because the needs are not consistent. So how do you get that in a tax credit, a situation? And this is so far the best type of mechanism that's out there to create these opportunities. It will take a while to ramp up. The questions about CHFS as being, are we creating something? Potentially, yes, but all they are is like a TPA. A pass-through to work on creating these types of public-private partnerships, P3, similar situations, to see how, and I'll look at Senator Mills, how your employees in your area can get some help to get back for child care so they can work. That will be between you and the employees, how you do that. The funding mechanism will just be through the TPA being $15 million we put in the second year of the budget to see how this works. If it doesn't work well, then we can develop another model.
Senator McDaniel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Heverin, this is, as the President alluded, the most pressing issue to most people need to get back in the workforce. I commend you for addressing it. I understood this to be a pilot program, though, but I'm not seeing that anywhere specifically in the bill. Am I just missing that?
So we have worded, it doesn't say specifically a pilot program, but if it doesn't get funded again, then it stops. So we didn't specifically put pilot, but that is the intention of the bill.
So would you be supportive if it was amended to include the word pilot or some type of pilot language?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
See, members, do we have any other questions? We do have some people that signed up. I think they're just expressing their support. No testimony needed. Members, if we are ready, then I would have, Madam Secretary, if you would, please call the roll.
Senator Gardler, Senator Carr, Senator McDaniel,
I'm casting an aye vote and explain, Mr.
Please do.
Chairman. Just I'm casting an aye because it is a pressing need, but we need to make sure that we have this appropriately worded just so that we don't get everybody thinking that this is a guarantee it's going to come back around next time in the event that it needs some tweaks. Cast an aye vote.
Senator Mills, Senator Southworth,
Display my no vote, Mr. Chairman.
Please do.
Mr. Chairman, this bill there are a lot of things that we need to figure out in this state. But one of them is how to get child care to be more workable. But the more subsidies we stick on this kind of stuff, the worse it becomes for how to make it sustainable. And the other thing is we need to decide, are we for private employers doing their thing, or are we going to prop up a socialist system? And I'm just against the socialist system, so that's why I'm voting no.
Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Wheeler,
Mr. Chairman, explain my aye vote.
Please do.
I want to thank my friend Representative Heverin for bringing a very good bill that will enable a lot of mothers in my district to get the assistance they need to get back out in the workforce. I appreciate her considerate approach, and I gladly cast an aye vote.
Senator Wilson,
Aye.
Senator Yates,
Display my yes vote, please.
Please do.
First of all, thank you to the sponsor and those that are here in support. Not only this bill, but the overall idea of getting people back to work is going to take a multifaceted approach. I filed a child care tax deferment bill as well, so hopefully next year we'll look to continue to expand that, getting people back to work. Thank you.
Chairman Schroeder.
I vote aye as well. Senator Girdler, did you want to register a vote? We have an aye from Senator Girdler. Does pass 8-1. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator. And I'd like to follow up on one comment. You know, this has been a long process in the making of trying to get workforce participation. And I've been called a lot of things, and I think my bills have been called a lot of things, but I don't consider this a socialist bill, just because we're looking at really how we can help people in rural and urban Kentucky get back to work. And I think that's the number one issue that we hear about. So thank you for passing this bill. Greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate the vote on the floor.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, Senate President, for being here. Next, we will hear from Representative Dixon with House Bill 708.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members. I'm Representative Jonathan Dixon from the 11th District, and I will let my guests introduce themselves.
Charles All, Senior Policy Analyst, Kentucky Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to you both.
Yep. Committee members, thank you for the opportunity to present House Bill 708 before you today. Currently in the Commonwealth, there are many individuals and families on public assistance that are ready to make the transition off of public assistance, but insurance costs, additional benefits, or simply the unknown is holding them back from making an informed decision. House Bill 708 has two main goals. First, it directs the Cabinet for Health and Family Services to develop a proposal to make a benefits calculator and an online jobs posting database available to the general public when applying for and reapplying for public assistance no later than September 1st of 2022. Second, we are asking to develop a task force during this year, during the interim, which would bring all parties and stakeholders to the table to discuss and study, as well as develop a plan to address the benefits cliff issue for those receiving assistance. This passed the House committee and floor unanimously. If there are any questions, we would be
Motion on
happy
the
to
bill.
answer those.
We have a motion from Senator Wheeler. I heard a second. I'll say Senator Mills. I did have a question. I appreciate you bringing it. Understand the benefits calculator part. I wanted to ask you about the online jobs posting database. Just because it seems like there's numerous databases. So I guess if you could address that.
Absolutely. The thought behind that and the process is that when you have a website that has a benefits cliff calculator like what we're looking to look into, individuals on assistance would go to that website to look at that calculator to see where they fall and what it would take for them, employment-wise, to get over the cliff and to the other side of full employment without being on assistance. And so the thought is that incorporating a job posting that mirrors what jobs would be available to them to get them over that cliff would just enhance that experience for that user to be able to go to that website, type in their information, find out where they stand financially as a family on the benefits that they're receiving, and then also what jobs are available in their area, let alone in the state, that would help them get over that cliff and continue on to for success for themselves and their families.
Thank you. Members, any questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Gardler. Senator Carr. Senator McDaniel.
Aye.
Senator Mills. Senator Southworth.
Aye.
Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Wheeler. Senator Wilson. Senator Yates. Chairman Schroeder.
I vote aye as well. I think 9-0. We have a motion for consent. Senator Mills, a second from Senator Wheeler. All those in favor of adding this to consent calendar, please signal by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? It will be on consent. Congratulations.
Chairman, thank you. Committee members, thank you for your time.
Next, we have House Bill 106. Representative Westrom. There is a committee substitute. I would entertain a motion on the sub. Have Senator Wilson made the motion. Second, Senator Mills. All those in favor of adopting the sub, please signal by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The sub is adopted. Representative, welcome. Thank you for being here.
I think that this will end up being one of the most important bills that we've seen in years. It's a consumer protection bill. And likely or not, everybody on this committee has been ripped off on their credit cards, unbeknownst to them because they haven't paid attention. I became interested in the law when I received a letter that was handwritten from a constituent when COVID first began. He said that his wife looked at her credit card bill and realized that she was billed for her gym membership, which was $600 and some on her credit card, and the doors were closed. Well, I have to tell you, that really ticked me off. And so then that very same year, I had my own experiences. I placed an order for a year's subscription for a publication that many of you probably have on this committee. And over a year later, you know how chaotic our lives are, the deliveries kept coming. I had no idea my subscription had ended, and before I knew it, I was receiving a collection letter. I had written the check for that annual subscription, and it continued without my knowledge that it was expired. And so I called the collection agency, which happened to be in the building where this production was produced. Later that year, I had a friend whose husband was dying from cancer, and so there was an advertisement on television that had flowers that could be delivered at a specific time. So I ordered flowers for 6 months for her. And 6 months after that, I received a bill for 6 months of a continuation, which I did not order. You know, this is going on. This is probably the biggest profit centers of many companies in our country right now, and they've been doing it forever.
Motion on the bill.
So we do have a motion. Senator Wheeler, second. Senator McDaniel. We do have, I think, some questions and comments. Any questions for Representative before we...
May I make a comment?
Yeah.
This bill
Please
was
do.
filed last year, and of course, that bill was not heard. I was very fortunate that it was heard this year and it passed unanimously from our committee. And then 2 days later, it passed from the chamber floor. But in that one day, there must have been 10 lobbyists who contacted me wanting amendments. And Kirk Smith amended my bill to accommodate them, which was fabulous. The bill passed. It's been over here. I believe our chairman has had contacts by other entities. This is a work in progress. This was not meant to be a surprise to anybody at all.
Thank you, Representative. And yes, the committee sub addresses the concerns of at least two groups. I think there's some more that we found out yesterday had some more concerns. And I think we're going to hear from... Oh, there you are. Sorry, I couldn't see you. I know I told you you'd be last. I just didn't realize we'd be this quick in the committee. So welcome. If you would please
let me
introduce
interrupt
yourself.
if you don't mind. I want to give you the list of people that we've already done amendments for that on my side. I don't know on your side which ones. General Motors, AT&T, Alliance of Automotive Innovation, Comcast, Verizon, Telecom Groups, Service Contract Industry, the Rotunda Group, Internets, OnStar, and Sirius. And it's been a real education for me to learn that these contracts may be of concern, and so I was more than happy to do amendments. I just wish that we'd had more time to do more, and that will continue, I'm sure.
My name is Shannon Stiglitz. I'm here on behalf of the Kentucky Retail Federation and its members and affiliates. We do appreciate the amendments that have been offered here today, as well as the amendments that the sponsor did in the House. And several, or at least one of our members is part of a TechNet coalition, and I drew the short straw today, so I'm here on behalf of them. But not all of the amendments that we requested. And we just wanted, a lot of these things are very technical in their nature and how these businesses operate. If you think about if you play video games and you have Game Pass, if you were an Xbox player, I can't remember what the equivalent would be for PlayStation. I'm sure they will be contacting me quickly to let me know I left them out. But what we're trying to do is we recognize that our consumers and our customers need protections in these areas. I think that what we also try and recognize is there a way that we can make these streamlined with other states. And just a couple of places where our members still see some potential for it being out of sync with other states, and I can't get my computer to work. Multitasking is not always in my area of expertise. I apologize. And so one of the things is that we are concerned a little bit about email fatigue, in the fact that we will need to email these customers more than any other state would require for the notification piece. Additionally, some of the definitions are broader than other states have adopted. And so those are a couple of the things that we had identified.
And you said there's, I think you had told me yesterday, maybe there's 20 states that have similar legislation.
Yes, sir.
And is there a model, or they've just on their own kind of made it similar?
I think they're on their own making it similar, but this seems to be, we have tried to look at Senator Representative Westrom version of the bill to make it more in line with other states was the goal of the TechNet coalition. And so those are just a few of the things that we see as of areas where it could be updated, maybe a delayed effective date to give companies additional time for implementation. may be helpful as well. Just
What is the effective date now? You know?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
It would be 90 days sine die.
Right. Okay. I didn't know if it specified something else. Members, we do have some questions. Senator Yates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. I actually did consumer protection litigation as Assistant Attorney General for some time, and I think that this could be a helpful bill, and as it brings companies into compliance. A lot of the companies we're going to be dealing with, I'm sure, are going to be overseas and not here, so we'll do our best. But obviously,
And it will take some time, I'm sure.
and maybe also be a good defense if they try to do any kind of collection efforts here in our courts. I do have one concern. The very last line that they put into it, though, it says that a civil penalty shall not be enforced against a business that makes a good faith effort to comply with the requirements of Section 1 through 5 of this Act. I know as an attorney, that's an out. Always an out, easy out.
Thank you.
And so, because it's ambiguous onto it, and what does that mean? And so I do think that we should probably define exactly what would fall into the compliance of that. Thank you.
Any other questions, members? Okay. Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Gardler. Senator Carr. Senator McDaniel.
That's my vote and explain.
Please do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative, thank you for this bill. To my friends in the, I'm guessing I vote. Sorry, I'm supposed to start with that. To my friends in the retail, you know that I love that crew very, very
Yes, I
dearly.
do
But
too.
honestly, I spend, of the time I'm on email, 2/3 of the emails I delete, and it's because you continue to get these things, and then there's no financial disincentive there. But the auto renewals, we've all been there, and certainly this is something. If the retail guys don't think that there's problems with it, there's problems with their practices that customers across the board see. And those really need to be cleaned up and have some more fundamental fairness to the consumer in them. Very rarely will you find me on an opposite side with you guys, but you do on this one. And I certainly hope that this is kind of a clarion call to the things that we hear from our constituents every single day. And frankly, I probably have something auto-renewing as we speak that I don't know about. So, aye.
Thank you.
Senator Mills.
Cast my vote. Explain.
Please do.
I also am not a fan of auto renewals.
Thank you.
Senator Southworth.
Aye.
Senator Storm. Aye. Senator Thomas.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to explain my aye vote.
Please do.
First of all, let me say that I'm proud to support my state representative.
Thank you.
Because Representative Western represents me in the House. But more importantly, to Senator McDaniel's point, this is a bill that is much needed by the public. It's an excellent consumer bill, and all of us, including ourselves, get taken advantage of by these automatic renewals. I'm glad to start reversing that and bring an end to that. You're doing that, Representative Westrom. I'm proud that you filed this bill. I'm proud that you're my state representative. I'm sorry to see you go.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to lose your representation after 22 years. So
24.
24. Excuse me. So I proudly vote aye for this bill.
Senator Wheeler.
Mr. Chairman, explain my aye vote.
Please do.
I also want to thank the sponsor for bringing this bill, and although I think some valid concerns were expressed with the Retail Federation, I can promise you that if my son's Xbox Game Pass does not get renewed, he will let me know immediately. So there won't be any trouble as far as me knowing when to sign back up on that. So and I think that also applies to many things like OnStar and other type of things in use. So I think this is a good bill. I think it protects consumers. I think it's well thought out, and I appreciate you bringing it, ma'am.
Thank you.
Senator Wilson. Aye. Senator Yates.
Explain my yes vote, please.
Please do.
Again, I'll say thank you. And I hope, with your permission, I'll be able to work with you to put together a floor amendment to address those final concerns, and also work with the Retail Federation, because I'm not sure if that would be the intent to say that any kind of good faith would mean they're completely exempt from that. I think that what we deal with a lot of times is our local retailers probably aren't the problem. They're easy to work with and even hold
That's
accountable.
correct.
Our local companies. It's when we deal with places that are overseas, that are people that have been contracted out, different collection companies within it. They put through several pass-throughs, and ultimately it's not a fair bargaining position for our consumers. They try to, they'll call the AG's office to try to work with it, but a lot of times when it's $200, $300, it's not worth the time and the effort. So I think this is a great tool to help just consumer protection in general. So I'm a yes vote, and with your permission, I'll reach out to you about maybe a floor amendment just to address that last line so that there is accountability, because I would want to make sure this actually has some teeth to it. It's not just for show, and I know that's your intention. Thank you.
Chairman Schroeder.
I vote aye as well. Do understand the concerns about if 20 other states are saying it one way, just so we remain a business-friendly state. With companies looking to do business in Kentucky, we want to make sure we do that. So we'll continue to look at it and work with Senator Yates. We could get more information to him that's needed. But I do vote aye. It was 9-0 to 1. We're not going to put it on consent because of the past vote and because of the potential amendments, but congratulations. It will.
Thank you
move
very
to the
much.
floor.
And I must say that this really will be a work in progress as the markets change, and I'm assuming the great leaders in this room will continue. Now that your antennae are up, keep your eyes open. And I also now know that people are having trouble doing returns. For some reason, the companies never get them and they never get refunds. So that's another area where we can expand. This will have to be done on an annual basis, probably. I don't know how long it'll take to fix, but
Thank you,
this
Representative.
is a good starting point. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you. I
Grab
appreciate
lunch
it.
and celebrate retirement
I
sometime.
will. Thank you. And you
So,
too.
members, that we are going to, Senator Thomas is going to register some votes. I know we're going to lose some members here. So, real quickly, because I'm not sure if we're going to have another committee or not for economic development, just want to thank our staff. If we could give them a round of applause, they've worked tirelessly this. They keep the committee on track, certainly keep me on track, and we appreciate them. So, with that, Senator Thomas, I know you want to register a couple votes.
Well, before I do that, and since we're in the spirit of applauses, I would ask the members of this committee, and I can give you an applause, because this is going to be your last meeting with you, Chair, as our Economic Development Chair. So can we give you a round of applause as well?
Thank you. Thank you.
Unless we do a special meeting on sports games.
We shall see.
I was attending a conflicting meeting, and so I was late to this meeting, but I want to be shown as voting aye on House Bill 499 and voting aye on House Bill 708, and my aye votes will not change the outcome.
Thank you, Senator. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you all.